hierarchy. You understand what I'm saying? There's many different schools, one aim. So now so when we deal with these particular things and all, the reason why you would have different types of groups is, even though we might not know it, the hierarchy, which is the great brotherhood of Melchizedek or Meduratan or whatever you want to call it, even though we might not know it, the hierarchy understands that. So whatever school you go to or whatever school you go through is a school that brings you to your particular level or brings you right into the hierarchy. Now, you know the rules for all the brothers. If any sisters on the wall, you know you got to get on up. You know how that is. So, you know, if it's not cool, but, you know, if any sisters come, you know the brothers got to be on post or whatever. Y'all got to get on up and give the ladies the seats. Check. All right.
Check.
So, okay. What we're going to deal with today is we're going to deal with several things, but one of the things is I had an encounter with a particular person by the name of, he gave me his name, Henry. And later on, his name was revealed to be Patah Neta Unra. And based on the line that he came through was the line of Haile Selassie. So based on that, that is showing you in all of our travels and endeavors. Now I'm not really starting the lecture. I just wanted to get this little brief thing here. In all of our travels and endeavors is actually saying, why would this particular come? I'm mainly trained in Egyptology or whatever, and this particular person would come, and even though I've always understood that all of it comes from one, Greater Ethiopia, or Kush, or you want to say Nubia, which is all one people, I understood why the first time we went to the Pinson Mounds, which is in Tennessee, this particular god, Thunderdog, came. Now, interesting, now we come to find out that Thunderdog is actually a form of Anubis, Anpu. Now, that's the Native American side, then the Egyptian side came, and then the next time we meet up with this guy by the name of Henry, a Patah Neta Unra, and he says he's of the Ethiopian line, or what you would call the Rastafarian line, and his last incarnation on earth was Jamaica. So the key to this whole thing, what they're trying to say is, it's all one. And if you don't get it, that's it. It's all one. All religions came from a group of black people, and some of the people say, hey, I'm going to step over this part of the world and do my thing, and some say, I'm going to step on this part of the world and do my thing, and all of a sudden we come as later black people arguing on what is right and wrong. It's all one. If you don't learn anything, we want to deal with that. So I just want to know when you want to start this thing off, let me know something. Ultimately, the line of Judah just means the race of the people that is the strongest on the earth. This is why you would have your Lion King that would come out. They put the movie out to actually celebrate you, or actually teach their people about you. They couldn't put Africans, that would be too blatant. So they put the Lion King out so anybody grown or child should go see the Lion King and should adopt that as one of the movies, an esoteric movie, even though it's an animation. So we're going to be giving out some other movies also too. Okay, come on in, sister. We're going to be giving out some other movies also too. So now there's a chapter in here talking about lion power. Now I'll read some stuff on here. Now this book came out, written by a white woman in 1990. The book went out of print around 93. Now the book is back in print, and we're going to try our best to get it. And now we have the means, we have other means other than, we can get books right here in the black community. Also, now a lot of my tapes have been kind of scarce recently since September. So we're going to, in the future, we're going to have Sister Aphrodite is going to be one of the main distributors of my tapes, and also my new material also. My new material. Also at this particular time, since I'm just cutting the breeze, at this particular time, I think at this time you need to get out of spookism and quit being scared of things, that stuff that was hidden from you by white people. Now all of a sudden these things are coming up, and now everybody getting scared of it. Oh, that's the devil worship and all that old stuff. We're supposed to be adults now. Just like in New York. When I went to New York, I've gone to New York 10 times in the since last February. And we're in New York City, and when you come, brother, you're going to have to give new information. Okay, so I came with some new information. The stuff was kind of out there, and all of a sudden the people saying I'm crazy. You see what I'm saying? But anybody knows that any knowledge is, unheard knowledge is dangerous to virgin ears. So therefore, if there's no such thing as a devil, as you know of, I mean, I think you should be over this particular devil thing and you go into hell and this whole thing and some hell up under the earth and all that kind of thing. And we'll get into the esoteric version of that. How's it going, man? All right. I think at this particular time, the stuff that they are calling satanic and stuff is actually the stuff that they hid of your stuff that they don't want you to know. And we get deeper into some things, I'll deal with that. But only thing I'm trying to say is, for stuff that seems spooky, we need to be adults at this particular time and quit being spooked out about the spiritual world when we know we got this beast in the physical world that you work with every damn day. And if you ain't scared of this cracker, how in the hell you going to be scared of the spiritual world? You see what I'm saying? Vodun, things like that, Yoruba, Vodun, all this stuff is nothing but the science of our science. The white boys know this stuff and all, and now they're spooking you out with the stuff. You see what I'm saying? Anything black magic, it literally means, magic means science, really. Okay. So if they say black magic, it means black science. You see what I'm saying? They tell you black magic because they know magic, because they know that you can use that stuff to kick their behind. You see what I'm saying? So this is so we want to get out of a dogmatized way of doing things. Now what we mean by that is, this particular lecture is dedicated to Patanata Unra, who is one of the aviators of Haile Selassie. So what this means is, whether we would want to think on the fundamentalist way, I only deal with the fundamentalist way on the way, Rastafari, Ashe, Bubiel, Ashe, Lahiliel, Ashe, Mentu, Ashe, Muntu, Ashe, Ankak Lakansu, Ashe, Noble Drew Ali, Ashe, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Ashe, Malcolm X, Ashe, Martin Luther King, Ashe, Marcus Garvey, Ashe, hold on, give me a few more, Ashe, that's Bob Marley. Okay, right. Okay, well, I'm glad you said that. I didn't want him to get mad, because the last time he pissed me, last time he got pissed off with me. See, and I want to get that right now, because Bob came up in the place and said, who is this nigga here? So, you know. Okay, so now we're going to, what's that? I say Denmark Vesey. I say Sojourner Truth. I say Harriet Tubman. I say Ella Baker. I say Mary McLeod Bethune. I say Obatala, I say Oshun, I say Ogun, I say Odudawa, I say Arula, I say Shango, I say Oya, I say Iminja, I say Orisha Oku, I say, okay, now, I get that. Okay, now, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna call out my grandmother, Irene Shaw, my father, Ali Hemmitt Sr., Ali Hemmitt Jr., I say, Raymond Shaw, I say Mabel D. Ford, I say all the Hemmitt family, all the Shaw family, all the Davis family. Now, what we want to do now is, when I count to 1, 2, 3, you start calling out your ancestors until this ball is gone. 1, 2, 3. Ashe, 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 Ashe. Okay, to all gods known and unknown, Ashe. To all ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. All right, okay, now. All right, born and unborn, Ashe. Okay, now we got that out the way. Good. Now that means that can't nothing come. Now this is very important, because when I was in Jacksonville, Florida, like I said, they had some white witches. And they stole some of their spirits or whatever, these white spirits, and they tried to come in, but I had them. I pulled these here, and they couldn't get through. So then they called one of the brothers up there saying, we just want to meet the brother. So tell the brother, can he come by our house? And we want to meet him and give him some more information and all that. Some white people now. Now, I know doggone well when I step up in their house and they done pulled their stuff, my stuff can't get in. This is real deal. Now, the reason why I know, I used to pull these libations, and one of the brothers who can see, he busted in the house. He said, oh, I see all them people over there. It was all in the house. And this is what we got to start dealing with for protection. Because it's a real spiritual thing going on here. Everybody claim they want to deal with the spirit, but they want to deal with the illusionary world. This is the illusionary world. This is called a petty universe. This is all a hologram. So I'm going to deal with this next week. I'm going to deal with this in a thing. But today I want to dedicate some stuff on some serious things on religion and some other things. But right now what I want to do is I want to deal with some hard copy stuff. Should we do that with hard copy?
Yeah.
Okay then. We're going to deal with the hard copy. Like I said before, for people heard the radio station, there was, to let you know that we are at war. Now, like I said, the Matrix 3 said that there was a train that was derailed in 1991. And that plane, when they got that train that was derailed in 1991, it was full of shackles. So some people might say, oh, that might just be for prison systems. But one of the brothers saw another train 2 weeks ago, and that particular train had shackles, and the shackles was made inside of the train. You understand what I'm saying? So that means that we got this whole Geronimo thing and this whole thing they did with the Japanese, and it's actually, instead of a slave boat, it's a slave train now. Yeah. Now to go further, they have started closing down Amtrak stations. You understand what I'm saying? In these smaller towns, they start closing down Amtrak stations. And in Indiana, they've already taken the Amtrak station and converted it into a concentration camp. And as a result, they got an incinerators in there that can burn up to 2,000 bodies at one time. You see? And so what happens is it's a right system because they can run you in from the trains. They'll hold you over at your local Dome Stadium, Fulton County Stadium. Those are the first holding tanks. Then they take you and ship you to the trains. And these trains can take you to these concentration camps all across America. So now the reason why Amtrak has closed down most of their lines is because now they're going to use those train systems for concentration camps. Now they just closed down 10 concentration camps last week. Army bases. They closed down another 10 within the last 2 weeks, in the last 5 years. What's that? Okay, like I say, if you got a sister, some of y'all brothers done asked them chairs. You see what I'm saying? Now, also now I got two brothers that's coming back. They're coming back for with some FEMA reports they want to pass out. So let those brothers in. Those are my drivers also. I got to treat them right because it's raining outside. And I don't want to walk home. So you know that kind of stuff. Now, now you heard Senator Graham, the guy that did the Graham, Rudman Hollins bill, whatever that thing is, said when they asked him, he said he was running for president in. He know damn well there ain't gonna be no presidents here in no 1996. Even Delbert Blair told you that the last president.